Boy, do I have a story for you. I run into these miracle stories all the time, and they inspire me, and I want to share them with you because they will do the same for you. They're the picture of how the hand of God is working today and continues to touch people's lives. I've got a story I think that you're going to find to be very important. Janet Wagner lived in Denver, Colorado, and was a banker. I knew Janet through some friends of mine, and Janet was also a part of Bible Study Fellowship, a devout Christian. She'd been in good health, no problems, things were going great. And then she woke up in the middle of the night. She was critically ill, struggling. She'd never experienced anything like that. She immediately went to the doctor. He did the examination and came back and said, "Janet, you have 3 tumors in your brain. I don't know if they're malignant or if they're aggressive. We can't wait. We need to drill 3 holes in your skull and then reach you to do a biopsy on those 3 areas. It's a painful operation. It's a difficult operation, but there's no other alternative. We'll do it immediately." He instructed her to come a day early to the hospital, sleep the night in the hospital for an early morning procedure. Janet was terrified. In the middle of the night, she couldn't go to sleep. She worried. She could feel the pain. She was concerned. And what if there was even a mistake? It could be fatal. And then she felt the bed slightly move. And without anybody telling her, she knew it was the Lord. She said, "Father, I'm terrified." And he said, "Do not be afraid. I am with you to the end of the age. There will not be a biopsy." And then he was gone. Janet fell back on the pillow. She didn't know what to think. On one hand, she heard the voice of the Lord, and on the other hand, the doctor was saying this is going to happen. The next morning, the doctor walked in. He said, "Janet, we've been thinking about this, and I've decided we're not going to do the biopsy. We're going to see how it plays out. In 3 weeks, I want you to be back for an MRI, and you can go home." And she sat there, just almost unable to believe what she had heard. But the voice of God had given her that assurance. 3 weeks later, she was aware there was probably still a problem. She went back for the MRI. The X-ray technician had a sort of distant kind of countenance that seemed to be saying, "I'm sorry, it's not going to be good." But nevertheless, he laid her on the metal table, preparing to run her into the machine. And of course, she discovered at that moment that the MRI machine meant that it was right in her face. And she had a tendency to be claustrophobic. And that brought all the terror and the fear back. And she, in her heart, cried out for God's help. And she looked up, and standing there at the end of the machine was was this tall figure with long black hair and piercing dark eyes. And she knew it was Jesus. And he looked at her and he said, "Do not be afraid. I am with you. I will take you through." And then the machine started. Started humming. She went in, and that claustrophobic feeling didn't really bother her. And the machine came back out again. In a few minutes, the X-ray technician raced in. He said, I can't believe it. It just doesn't happen like this. She said, "What do you mean?" He said, I can't believe it. The 3 tumors are gone. And Janet Wagner had her miracle. I share that because the hand of God is just as equally concerned for you. And in your need or your hour of need, his hand will be there. Believe it, reach for it, trust it. And remember, miracles never cease.